Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day wherein I am waving my arm around in the air like I just don't care. I do. It's still hurting, but hey, I'm using it. That's a good thing. It is well, I think it's going to be a chill day. It's diffuse light outside, even as sunny as it was and warm as it was during the middle part of the day. It cooled off and was cold last night, and thumbs up for that. Late start, hokey smokes, after 8 o'clock when I got out of bed. 9:21 as we speak. Hokey smokes, what's happened to me these last 2 days? I've just been tired. I've had very, very, very late days. Woke up, or like, 6-ish in the morning, but decided I wanted to sleep. And even though I was kind of hurting, managed to squeak in some more sleep. So thumbs up for that. I mean, more sleep is good. I'm not going to complain. Definitely a good thing. So yay on that. Now, I do have some things on my comments thing. Something on my topics list that I've written on a word processor up there. There are some silly things, there are some not silly things. One thing I wanted to mention is at my local Safeway, I have actually seen the Mr. Beast chocolate bars. So thumbs up on that, even in tiny little Shelton. And not only that, I was up at Walmart, and on one of the end caps, they had bottles of pink sauce. So thumbs up on that. I mean, I hope nobody got sick or badly hurt from all the earlier pink sauce, but now that it's being professionally done, hopefully people are making money and nobody's getting hurt. Hokey smokes. If you don't know the whole pink sauce thing, look it up online. Nasty. Thumbs up for that. What else do I have on my list? There's not a whole lot of big things, a lot of little things, and then, I'm going to talk about what happened yesterday. Because I spent a lot of time, my day was full, and I wanted to make an individual GoFundMe video that someone keeps pushing at me to do on Twitter. Executive function issues, it's hard to do, but also, like yesterday, I got out of bed. It took time before I could get my stuff done. I was waking up. And then I vlogged. And after vlogging, I walked to Walmart and back. I got back like late. It must have been around 3-ish. I was like 3.5 hours on the road going to Walmart and back. That's a long time. Interacted with my housemates. Came up here. Well, I also recorded Dead Island before I walked to Walmart, and then when I got back, edited after interacting, and then edited, and then while I was rendering, I fell asleep for like 2 hours. Woke up at 8:30, started uploading the original Dead Island thing. I wanted to make a short, so I spent time editing and rendering a shorts video out of that, and then uploaded that, and by that time it was so late, I was so tired, I could barely do a thing. So I went into relaxation mode as soon as I uploaded the shorts, which of course was instantly demonetized, taken from a monetized video. So of course, I have requested a review, but yay, thumbs up for that. So yeah, because of a lot of things, I didn't get it done. I'm hoping to make a GoFundMe video today, because I need to be able to keep paying for the Comcast, as well as I need to get stuff to be able to move. Now somebody, and people in comments have been saying like, why is it this? Why is it this? It's not my account. I don't know the answers to a lot of the things. All of the utilities are in my housemates' names. None of these things are my accounts. At the same time, the Comcast bill has been creeping up all the time. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. My housemate has asked Comcast several times, what the heck is wrong? Why does it keep going up? Their basic answer has always been to point at the, hey, look at the fees and costs things. It's expensive to run a service. So that's the answer she's been getting. She's frustrated and upset about it. I don't blame her. It's expensive. And so, yeah, I can't just get the service. So I have to pay for what she has right now, which is the phone, internet, TV, so that I have internet access while we stay here. I can't go pay for that because it's going to be shut off, so that I have something while I also seek out and pay for another service so that I can stop paying for that one. That's a lot of money I don't have. So I'm just paying for her service. Now there are people, another person that has said, well, you know, it's expensive, you'd be better off without. I have spent several times talking in comments and videos. This is my only form of social connection. With my depression, ADHD, where I am on the autism spectrum, with my social anxieties, my general anxieties, I don't know anything or anyone or how to do anything. I don't know anybody. In time, because I got married, I lost access to all of my friends. And I didn't have many left. Because I was like in my 40s when I got married. And when you get married, over time, you contract to just family. And so I lost contact with friends because I'm also out of sight, out of mind. And then after my wife died, well, then her parents died, and then my parents died. All of my support has died. So I have nobody just IRL to really interact with. If I lose access to the internet, I lose access to everything. When my computer went down and all I had was my PlayStation to make videos talking about how that's my only internet access, I felt like I was going insane. My entire world contracted down to just this room. Now, it is just this room, but when I have internet access, I also have access to the world and everyone in it. I see people talking, I hear people talking, I interact with people, leaving videos, leaving comments, talking. I have access to the world, and without that, I'm stuck here in this room. I have no access to any services. I have no way to find out any services. I am trapped in this room with nothing and no way to interact or find out what's happening. It was the worst feeling in the world. And you could say, oh, just go out. Yeah, and you could tell a person with no legs in a wheelchair, look, just stand up and walk. Just stand up. Walk up the stairs. But I can't. I have no legs. Don't pull that out of me. Just get up and walk. Yeah. So without support, without any way to do it, without all that stuff, if I don't have internet access, I'm stuck. So I have to keep up any internet access I have or I am lost. So I have to finish paying for my housemates, Comcast. Now, as soon as I get another place, again, I am going to just like the cheapest thing, DSL. DSL is a heck of a lot cheaper. I want it all on its own. That's what I'm going to get as soon as I'm out of here. So don't worry, and I need internet access or I am stuck. So what else do I have on my list here? Yeah, I'm going to be making the GoFundMe thing, and then all that. Another thing, a lot of quick things, checking my time. People, like especially there is a commenter, Jan, has mentioned that their comments have just vanished. I watched a video from another channel today from a very experienced person, Tech Lore, a channel about tech and stuff like that. There is a huge YouTube issue like that. There is a person that is a partial owner of a channel. They can't leave any comments on there. Any comments they leave on that channel vanish. And there's no record of it. When you, as a creator, you have a tab that's all of your comments, and then there's a held comment section for anything that's an issue. You can take a look at any issues, any comments that are a problem. These deleted comments don't go in there. They vanish. There is no record. This happens a lot to a ton of people, and we don't know why. YouTubers, the actual creators, we don't know why. No ideas. None. So, yeah, comments are vanishing, and who knows why, and I wish I had an answer. But when the smart people don't, I certainly am not going to have one. But oy vey. And then, so let's see. Last thing, and then I'm going to go on to a creative thing, is I made myself laugh today because I was born in 1962. When I was devouring science fiction books when I grew up, because I was born in 62 and I was reading in the 70s, the stuff that I was reading was written in 30s, 40s, 50s. I have 1960s, 70s, 80s slang, plus a lot of the earlier slang. I don't use a ton of it. It's like cool. I know slang like 23 skidoo and all that, but I don't use that or anything. I just have a little bit of my age-appropriate slang. Now, I try to keep up with modern slang so that I know what the heck is being said. And I have laughed at some of these. There was one TikToker video that was just, what it's like with a Zoomer talking to like a therapist. And, it was like, you'd have like the therapist going, cap? And then the person who's the person seeking therapy just going, huh, no cap. And just all the way through that. They were just slang phrases back and forth. And I have to make myself laugh because I'll use modern slang in a thoroughly ironic fashion just to make myself laugh. Can't remember what I talked about this morning to make myself laugh, but I think it was the whole cap, no cap thing where I used it and I was just laughing at myself because that's not my slang. Thumbs up. That's why I occasionally, and I roll my eyes at myself when I do it, I'll use a lot of that TikToker emoji thing where I'll put the for real, 100, 100 and all that in the line. It's like, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I do it, and then I laugh at myself, so thumbs up for that. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about is a bit of stuff about the Kaiju. Now, I've talked about the Kaiju a lot because, as I've mentioned in my creative setting of the Inside-Outside Razor's Edge, the Kaiju is a chained and fallen, dark and malicious god of destruction and death. It is not a god. Razor's Edges are formed out of this universe setting has two universes in one area because it is a very uncommon setting. When you have this sort of thing, these two universes are bouncing and rubbing against each other, and that static energy that bleeds out and forms in the spaces between them is a static energy. But it is an energy separate from the energy in either the inside or the outside. We're in the outside and the inside's cool. The Razor's Edge is that point between them. Because the Razor's Edge and all Razor's Edges, this is the Apple Rock Razor's Edge that I speak about in Brooklyn, South Carolina, there is a hole rubs through in the universe of the inside. There is a hole, well, there are many of them. Each place that there is a hole, they are connected via Razor's Edges. They don't have to physically be in contact. When you go through that hole, you enter that Razor's Edge. And when you exit the Razor's Edge going this direction, you go through that portal into the Razor's Edge. Now, you go from Brooklyn, South Carolina to the Apple Rock layer within 500 kilometers of the large major town of Apple Rock, and 500 kilometers in the other direction, you exit there to go into the inside where the Crimson Kingdom and the King in Crimson, who rules the place, is. Now, the Kaiju itself is a horrific beast, because when Razor's Edges forms, they are a sphere of energy that is separated from the rest of that energy. Everything in that sphere is destroyed and reformed into a Razor's Edge. The Kaiju was a being that lived within the universe of that energy. A vast and powerful being. Never before had a being of this power ever been caught in a Razor's Edge. Never again will this happen. Is it because there's only one, or because the others saw what happened and they can avoid it? We will never know. But the Kaiju is one of these beings, and there is, because of these holes, the energy flows out and is down converted to energy that will work out here. Energy from here flows back and inward, so there's a constant flow of energy keeping both of the universes revitalized and renewed. This means there is a constant influx of the massive amount of energy from the inside that flows through and fills the Razor's Edge, and bleeding in from the outside of the Razor's Edge, the static energy flows in. Because it was a discharge of this static energy. The static energy is creative. It wants to express itself. It just has a low threshold for discharge. But it needs to have a destructive arc and discharge to function. Unlike the Razor's Edge, the energy that flows in from the inside, which has no need for that. But there is a constant flow of energy, which means there is a constant construction of new things. Now, Razor's Edge, because they're formed from this destructive arc and discharge, the middle is the most stable. The further out you go, the less stable it becomes. The Razor's Edge is 20,000 kilometers from this side to this side, but the center is stable. At the 7,000 kilometer mark, things start to break down. And from the 7,000 to 10,000 kilometer mark, it gets increasingly unpleasant. If you step out from what looks like good stuff at the 10,000 kilometer mark, you will arc in a very, very horrific discharge fashion. You stop existing. A little bit of extra stuff is formed from the discharge that you created. This energy bleeds inward, because the inside is stable, the outside breaks down, and so stuff comes in. Now, the Kaiju I have mentioned, the Kaiju, checking my time, likes to rampage every 5 years through Apple Rock and just eat people and crush and destroy things. This is basically so it doesn't get bored. It's like functional equivalent of spending 5 minutes doing a crossword puzzle because you got time, like 5 minutes, not a whole bunch of other time. Also, when the beast like that rampages through large places like Apple Rock, it spent a lot of pre-time so that everything would fall together and be satisfactory so it could eat the 12,500 people. Everything in the Apple Rock rampage that where it ate that many people, was done like a symphony. Buildings were falling on time. Explosions were happening just exactly when they were supposed to. Everything came together in such a way that it was able to eat 12,500 people. It does some rampages like that in other places, just everything maintained. But 95% of the time it goes blind into a rampage because it too now has a physical body. Even though its beginning, mid, middle, and end is going to be stretched out from the beginning of the universe to the end, it still has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It is a physical being. It requires enrichment. It gets bored. It gets curious. It's filled with largely hate, but it has these other things. These other rampages, when it goes in like this, like the fridge raid, it just goes in blind to see what happens. It can't be hurt, it can't be killed, but it can observe what's happening and figure out the best ways to get at people. It leaves a lot of survivors in rampages like that. because it's just trying to stay entertained. It doesn't have to eat everyone as long as it's not bored. So, all that leads up to, I was talking about the board game where there was this one thing I was talking about where you'd have a board game where you can't win as the human players. The idea is to win by having at least some people alive at the end of a turn. Everyone's still going to be eaten, it's just you won by them having not be eaten quickly. I started thinking of, hey, going into this stuff blind, you can't hurt the kaiju. But, like the Mike Lambo solo books, you could have things where the kaiju puts self-imposed limitations on itself. It's not going to do certain things because it gets bored. It's going to do other certain things because it gets bored. There could be a solo book with AI for the kaiju where it's just rampaging blindly through the city but doing damage and having the AI so that it goes towards groups of people and such. You could have an entire book. I mean, there are cities where they drive off the kaiju and they feel happy and really joyous because they won. So, hey, you could do it in the battles in the book. And quickly, have I opened up 24 hours worth of comments on my community tab? I actually have. This is late. Jesse Koskinen, thumbs up and thank you. Chris, always good to see you. Jan, hokey smokes. Number 1, yeah, I don't know why your comments vanish. And number 2, good lord, the bloom on the roads was insane. I could barely see in yesterday's Dead Island. It was crazy. We have Lumiria, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. And my housemates are my housemates. J-A-Y-Y, always good to see you in the comments. Thumbs up, and I hope to always see you forever, even after your death, far off in the future. Still in the comments. That guy you know, thumbs up, thank you very, very much. And oh my gosh, anything about Garbage 2.0, I loved that group. Shirley Manson was awesome. We have Tapia, thumbs up, thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. Swooty Woot, Swiggity Swoot, thumbs up. And I would love to get Dead Island 2 if once all this settles down and I have an actual home and I get my computer like fixed so it works, so I don't just have a laptop. This is a great laptop. I want to see what my desktop will be like with everything functioning. So we have Akeem Jimenez, thumbs up, thank you, greatly appreciated. And there is Math, thumbs up. There is I think I counted backwards. Just forget my hand. I don't know what I'm doing. Gavin Ross, thumbs up and thank you. Jerry Garcia, thumbs up. And we have Yamil, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. Cardinal Sin, thumbs up. Flora Mew, always good to see you in the comments. Did I say anything about Jan? But hokey smokes. Yeah, I could get, as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to get that $50 a month or whatever it will cost, wherever I happen to end up living, the DSL, so that it's not, I don't need to pay for TV and phone. I just want internet. And Daniel Pop, thumbs up, and Brandon, greatly appreciated. There is Dope, thumbs up. Kiko Splendito, greatly appreciated. And that is it. I don't know how many people that was, but thank you, each and every one of you. Greatly appreciated getting me out of my head, into the world, and dealing with real people. Well, hokey smokes. I'm going to hopefully get that GoFundMe video made today. And if you've watched this far, greatly appreciated. Thumbs up, thank you very, very much. Very late actual arm report. It's actually feeling pretty good. It only feels like 10 pounds heavier than this arm. The springs don't feel very tight, but I'm loaded up on meds, so I can't tell you what it would be like without Gabapentine. I mean, without Gabapentine, I don't think I'd probably still not be able to use this thing at all. So thumbs up on that. Yay! So I'm going to spend the day trying to make that GoFundMe video, doing my walkies, trying to get a Dead Island thing, or trying to get one of these solo type games done in a digital fashion for everyone. Thumbs up on that as well. Hopefully you can get done the things that you need to get done, but it's a weekend, so if you don't even make plans. Okie dokie. You take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. Oh! Band-aid on my finger, because you know how I fell over the top of my walker and I've had that little injury there that I've talked about? It seems like it's getting infected. Yay. And of course, those red discoloration on the inside of my leg that started where my issue was, it's almost up to my knee. It's not a line. It's not a mass. It's just little spots. Little red spots. Starting at my ankle, and they're almost up to my knee now. They don't hurt, but they're red. And they've been coming back with the pain inside my ankle, so... Anyway, thumbs up. I'd save all this for the end when, you know, maybe 100 people started watching at the end, and if you're the one or two that makes it, start watching at the beginning, and if you're one of the one or two that makes it to the very end, thumbs up. Thank you very much. It is appreciated.